Good evening, folks. It's your old pal CHH here today. So today we're looking at another awesome DVD. Now, maybe a week or so ago I did a video called The Best DVD Ever, and I kind of thought that at the time. The DVD in question, if you want to check that video out, was the New Line Platinum Series release for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre DVD, and I think this is such a great release. It comes with the lenticular plate. It folds out like a chainsaw. It's got all kinds of cool cards, and somebody actually told me that different releases had different cards for it. So this was the time where DVD was on top of the world. We all loved it. Well, I found a better DVD. Now, this DVD is great, and funnily enough, mine isn't even totally complete. We'll talk about that more in a second. About a couple weeks ago, I've been doing these videos with a good friend of mine. His name's Garrett. He has an awesome channel called Born to Be Rad. Here's his information right here, guys. I'll leave it in the pinned comment for his channel. We've actually been doing some retrospective on DVDs and rare DVDs, DVD lines. We actually just did one on the Midnight Series DVDs. A lot of fun stuff. So I've been collabing with him on his channel every now and again, so go to his channel to check those videos out. He actually is the guy that showed me the Anchor Bay release of Night of Living Dead 1999, which was this disastrous release, and a ton of you guys saw that video, which I'm so grateful for. Well, the other day, we were doing a video, and he showed me a DVD that my jaw hit the floor looking at. I couldn't believe how nice it was. This may be legitimately the nicest DVD release I've ever seen. The movie in question is Sam Raimi's Evil Dead. This is the Anchor Bay Collection Ultimate Edition for the movie. This thing is as thick as an Arrow video release. I fell in love with it when he showed me this. So, as much as I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre DVD set, I think this is the best. And of course, it's Anchor Bay. It's not the regular sailboat edition they had, but one that's a little bit more newer and modified. I don't like it as much as the classic one, but it's still Anchor Bay. So yeah, we were doing a video on DVD releases that have basically still outshined their Blu-ray releases or even 4K releases in terms of presentation. And when he pulled this out, I didn't know this existed. I still can't believe how much Anchor Bay stuff I'm learning about. When I hold it, when I have it in my collection now, I can tell you, I look at this as still the most premium, nicest release that I personally own. I have the Groovy collection, which contains parts 1, parts 2, and the television show all together, and it's this big opening box. I used to love it, but honestly, it's just a pain in my ass. It takes up too much space on the collection. I'm not saying it's an ugly collection, but I'd much would have preferred having that steel book that came out for 1 and 2, but I slept on it, so I don't have it. No, I'd be remiss if I didn't give you guys just 2 things I want to say about Evil Dead. Number 1, I used to not be a super fan of this movie. And number 2, a lot like Friday the 13th, the older I've gotten, the more I've experienced movies and watched Italian horror movies and different kind of movies that are really mood building and, you know, that sort of thing. I have gone back and fallen in love with Evil Dead. I actually prefer this more than Evil Dead 2. Army of Darkness is still my favorite, but I think my second favorite is possibly the first Evil Dead. I have grown to love it. Now, here's something I want to talk about right off the bat. When it comes to releases of movies like these that we love, it's always incredible when we get a nice release that just features the actual poster art. The interesting thing about the Evil Dead poster art that always got me, like, intrigued was, you know, you've got the girl coming out of the ground and the demon pulling her down, but it's just this big blotch of blue. You would think it would be hell or maybe a forest behind her, but it's not. But I love it. I love it because there's almost this happy vibe to the background because it's just blue. So it's really weird, but I've fallen in love with the poster of Evil Dead 1. I actually have a 1 sheet of Evil Dead 1. It's a print. It's not an original, but I hang it up in here from time to time because it's an iconic image. So let's look on the back of this and see what this comes with. As you can see, guys, bonus features. Disc 1, you'll notice that the movie comes in widescreen. It's got One by One We Will Take You, the untold saga of the Evil Dead, and you've got an audio commentary with writer-director Sam Raimi and producer Robert Tapert. On Disc 2, we get the movie full frame, and then on the special features, we get the Evil Dead Treasures from the Cutting Room Floor, an audio commentary with the star Bruce Campbell. And on Disc 3, we get Ladies of the Evil Dead, Life After Death, The Ladies of the Evil Dead. The Ladies of the Evil Dead meet Mr. Bruce Campbell. Discovering the Evil Dead, we get At the Drive-In, TV spots, reunion panel, still gallery, unconventional, makeup tests, poster, memorabilia gallery, and trailer. So what's really cool about this is that they give you two versions of the film visually. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Evil Dead was naturally shot in 4:3. I think it was enhanced for widescreen. So if you get the movie on 4K, I think they still do this. This is not something that I think was just unique to this release, but they've been able to provide you the movie in the 4:3 way. So that's pretty cool. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the widescreen version, but when I watch Evil Dead, I always watch the full-frame version of the movie. One thing I'll say right off the bat, guys, before we open this up too, is the movie actually looks pretty damn good on this DVD release. I'm assuming Anchor Bay was doing some sort of restorations for a lot of their movies, and I'm not saying it looks as good as the 4K by any stretch, but watching this DVD, which is how I watched it today, was totally pleasurable. I really didn't have any complaints watching this DVD version. For a part of me is like, I would like to see this movie look as crisp and clean as it possibly could, but in a pinch, there's nothing wrong with this. Alright guys, so let's open this beauty up, the Evil Dead. So it opens up right here. Now I got this on eBay, and I got it for $9 with $3 shipping because there's just a little bit of damage right there. So on the inside we get this beautiful chapter selection page, and that is a nice touch. Really nice touch. So look at this image we get right here, guys, of Ash with Evil Dead, him in the back. This is a classic, iconic image. That is so cool. Then you open it up again. Look at that. So I think that there was a booklet or a poster right here. That I'm missing. But on the inside, you get this image of Ash, which is so freaking cool, the artwork that they put on this. Then you open it up again. Look at that. That is crazy. Yeah. I'm assuming that was some sort of foreign artwork. Very, very cool. When you open it up like this is incredible. So you've got your widescreen disc, you've got your full-frame disc, and then you got your Undead Ladies of the Living Dead disc. So let's look at the art behind the discs. This gets cooler and cooler the more you look at it. So there's the first disc, which has Ash and his love interest. The full-frame disc is my favorite. It's got the classic poster art. And look at the Evil Dead 3 with the Ladies of the Living Dead. Are you kidding me? And guys, they look so vibrant. The camera's not doing it justice. They look so vibrant. I can't believe how nice this is. And more importantly, I can't believe that I hadn't seen this before. So, yeah, this is a great release with great special features. And what I like about Anchor Bay looking back, guys, is they did, you know, people accuse Paramount of being greedy with Friday the 13th and constantly releasing the films over and over again, and I can meet you halfway. A lot of times you're not getting anything new with those releases, but what's so cool about Anchor Bay looking back is seeing how many types of releases they made available, and they would have new releases that it may just be one new thing, but it was very much enhanced audio, it was enhanced picture, or it was a deluxe premium release where you can get a ton of special features and great visual representation. And I look at this release as a perfect example of how to make releases for the general audiences that are maybe getting into DVD and building up collections of movies that were important to them, and then having releases that were meant for the deep, hardcore fans of the film. And I look at this Anchor Bay Ultimate Edition of Evil Dead as a prime example of how to put out a release to satisfy the hardcore fans in a number of ways. Great special features, great visual presentation with the physical release, great audio. DTS was a big thing during this time, and just an all-around kick-ass presentation that has the hardcore fans thanking them with all these great images that they used. I can't believe how nice this is, guys. So I can tell you right now, I'm not claiming that this is going to go up in price down the road on eBay. I think because a lot of people are still into the high definition releases of the films and owning that. So now would be a good time, guys, if you want to add this to your collection, to go now. You may have to pay a little bit more of a premium price to have the poster or booklet that came with it, like mine's missing. But I am totally happy with this version and with the price I paid. I paid a very modest price, well under $20 for this shipped. And this is the way for me to own The Evil Dead. So I have grown to absolutely love this film, and it's so great to see Anchor Bay put out a release that was put out so nicely back then that me, in 2024, doing a video on this is so giddy with excitement because of how nice this goddamn release is. So here it is, guys. Anchor Bay's Ultimate Edition of The Evil Dead. To this very day, I still say it hasn't gotten better than this. huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.